Making 4 varieties of barbecue sauce. Hovey Smith, 2011.
I'm Hovey Smith, a backyard sportsman, and I want to tell you how to make your own varieties of barbecue sauces. There's no reason to go to a store and pay money for barbecue sauce when you can actually make a better product at home. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You sure can. So I'm going to make 4 different varieties of sauces here. Now what we got in that pot over there is we got some deer ribs. And in a later video, I'm actually going to use one of these sauces on these ribs. But right now, let's take you through the basic sauces. In North Carolina, they use a barbecue sauce that is basically vinegar, pepper, and salt. Very primitive, and that's just about what it is. Okay? You've got your white vinegar right here. All right. That's about half a cup of white vinegar. Then you have red pepper. Traditionally use crushed flakes. Okay. About yay much. And you add a dash of salt. About like yay. Then you stir it up a little bit. Put this in a jar. And then you let it just sit there and steep for, some days. Ultimately, the vinegar will absorb a little bit of the pepper and it will take on a little color oftentimes. It's starting right now. Okay, so we'll pour it up so you can see what it looks like. And that's basically your North Carolina barbecue sauce. Vinegar based. Now, we are products of our environment. So where I come from, in central Georgia, our barbecue sauces are tomato based. So we're starting off here very, very basic indeed. You have 1 can of tomato sauce, all right? We are going to add vinegar, okay? About 1/4 cup. Okay. There's your vinegar. We also use red pepper. Now it might be this crushed pepper, or it might be cayenne, or a combination of the both. Okay. Not yay much. Of course, the pepper is what gives it the heat. All right. Now, unusual is I also add olive oil. Now, what olive oil does, about 1/8 of a cup, what olive oil does, it actually allows the barbecue sauce to stick better to the meat. Because barbecue sauces are basically water-based, and any fat repels water. So if you put a little oil in it, then it sticks better. Okay, we've got some soy sauce here. All right. Now, they start to smell good. And it needs sweetener. Now, you could use sugar. And about, actually, nearly 1/4 cup of sugar would go in this. So you say, well, I use tomato ketchup. That doesn't have any sugar in it. Well, I'm sorry, it sure does. Tomato ketchup has a lot of sugar in it. So you go ahead and use your honey. This also helps it stick to the ribs. This is what chars and gives the black on your barbecue when you grill it. Okay. Now we do the magic. added something. Okay. We also add some wood smoke flavoring here. Now this gives it the smell of being grilled without you actually putting it on a grill. And this is what's done commonly in commercial restaurants, by the way. I can't name any names, but yeah, they actually do not grill their ribs. They cook them in an oven. But this is basically the sauce they use. Let's see how we're doing here. There. Needs a bit more sweetener. Not nearly there, but not quite. Okay. It's got a little heat to it. Now, if you want instant heat, you can use the ground red cayenne pepper. And just a sprinkle of that will give it all kinds of heat. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a little. Okay. That will perk it up considerably. Getting there, folks. Okay. Now the next common type of sauce that's made is a mustard-based sauce. Now this is just mustard here. This happens to be the spicy brown mustard, which will do as good as any. And incidentally, you dilute it a little bit, you put a little more vinegar in it. And this is how to get that last bit of mustard out of your jar, by the way. You just pour a little vinegar in it. Swoosh it around. Okay. See how much more we got out of there? Okay. Now, this gives mustard. All right, what else do we do? We've got a little extra vinegar, cayenne pepper. Now, even with a mustard-based sauce, you usually use a little ketchup or something, so we're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to use our tomato sauce from here. Okay. And proceed to mix. This is thinning it out a little bit. Okay, that's getting about the right color and look to it. You'll notice it's not quite as mustardy as it was a little bit ago. And we need to add either sugar or honey to it to give it a little bit of sweet. Okay, so we're using honey right here. Healthier product, I think. Although for diabetics, by the way, this is no good either. All right. All right. Now this gives you a mustard sauce with a slight brown tinge to it. Let's see what it tastes like. That is pretty good. I'm going to spike it up. With a little heat. Okay. This also does very well as a sauce to use on runzas or Cornish pasties. Okay. Pour up our creation here. Okay. Now, on alligators. Tomato and vinegar-based sauce do not do well with reptile ribs, in particular not well with alligator ribs. So what you typically use is a fruit-based sauce. Now because I have ample number of pears, my sauce is pear-based. Now in South Carolina, some of the cooks there use mangoes. Mangoes do very well, by the way, for a lot of things, including sauce for gator ribs. So these are some of my pears. Now what's in here already is you have some margarine, crushed pears, a little bit of cinnamon, not much, a little bit, no added sugar at all. So what we want to do, we want to add a little heat, we want to add a little sugar. So okay, from heat, of course, we have our cayenne pepper. And for sweet, our honey again. And we mix. This is still pretty solid. So I want it a little more fluid than that. We're going to add a little olive oil. Alright, that's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Now, let's see what we got. Need more heat? This is going to spice it up. I'm going to get interested over here. Yeah, got a little residual heat to it. Okay, it's got that. All right. So this is our pear sauce for reptile ribs. If you ever shoot a Tyrannosaurus Rex, okay, this is what you use on it. Okay. So there you have it. This is how to make up barbecue sauces in several different varieties. And if you don't like particularly the way I did, or you want it thicker or thinner or whatever, okay, just change it up till you find one that you really like, and then you can make it time after time.
Here's my book, Backyard Deer Hunting. Now for more information, go to my website, www.hoviesmith.com, where you'll find out about my books, blogs, videos, and so on. I also have a radio show, Hovie's Outdoor Adventures. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors.